Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place!
Oh, what happened? Kind of worked out. It's still tough now.
Yeah.
And the frequency of flights. I mean, the reason it's small.
Yeah, the limited airports. Like
if I'm trying to get back to North
destinations.
Carolina, no stops.
Mhm.
LAX is the only option. It's the only place that
Right.
has nonstop from
And even that just drops you off at like a creek, and then there's like an alligator that you got to ride the rest of the way.
well,
When I went to North
it's
Carolina,
the Gator Way.
Yeah, I think the Gator Way. Well, when I went to North Carolina, I probably told this story in the pod, but I
don't think you have.
I remember I took a plane to either
Perfect.
Dallas or Austin,
Okay.
and then I transferred.
Yeah.
And I took a much smaller plane to North Carolina, not Asheville directly, because then
Maybe
I had
like-
to take
maybe
a
you went to-
bus.
They went to like Greenville is probably where you went.
Yeah, and then I took a bus, and I remember sitting, and this isn't anything in the way of the people of that part of the country.
Yeah.
It's the God's honest truth. I
Yeah.
sat down, and the guy next to me on the bus, I could tell by the way he talked, had almost no teeth.
Yeah.
You know, he had almost no teeth, and I had
Yeah.
the window seat. He was in the aisle, and we were talking. He kind of gave me a little bit of the Forrest Gump, where he just started talking to me.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, I'm from California. I'm just coming out here, I guess, to die. And then, but this is totally true. Swear to God. So I had my earphones in, and I just kind of zoned out after a while. And then I just wasn't paying attention. Maybe I nodded off or whatever. But then the guy starts talking to me again, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, this guy's talking to me again. And I look over, and it's that guy had left. And there's a different guy next to me who also has no teeth. There's a different guy with no teeth that just started talking to me again. And I was like, is this a bit? Like, what's going on? You know?
Cletus left and he was replaced by like Eustace.
Yeah. But Jebediah was replaced by Jedediah.
There's my brother, Jedediah.
and so
I'm Jeb.
And they were both super nice and super friendly and had combined 9 teeth between them. But that's my one.
And you got like a
trip into
smart
North
water
Carolina.
in your hand. He's like, damn, where'd you get that fancy ass water?
Yeah. New York City. But
College boy over here with water with smarts.
I don't know the last time I went to an airport and went through TSA and they didn't pull my bag aside. You know, just to
go
wave your through it.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I wear like joggers when I go to the airport so that I can just
take your pants right off.
So I can go right through the airport.
Uh-huh.
I just wear tearaways. I'm like, you want fine, and then just
you want to
rip 'em
say, yeah,
you want to check under my balls? But they always pull it aside to be like, oh, you got something in there, huh? Well, and it's just like it'd be like pliers, like it'd be some like just little tool that I have or whatever in my travels, or a pocket knife or something. And they'll always go, well, just take it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, thanks. But like, why'd you even do that then?
Why didn't you just wave it on through from the very beginning?
Just if you saw it was gonna be like a knife and you were like not gonna care, then just let me go. Why slow me down? You know? Make me worried you're gonna go after my beehole.
Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs and beeholes with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
And my name is Nick, and that's it. And that'll be it for the last time, folks.
That's it. That's all. Sadly, this is the last episode. So thanks for being here. We have a pretty, I'm not gonna lie, Nick, we got a pretty packed episode of things. I don't know if we should be dallying too much because we got some posts from the vault. We got a couple of write-ins of people who are mad or happy for us. They're mostly mad that the show is ending. And we have one that I just could not resist. A person who is on Reddit, and I've been on the internet for too long because it was a great question, and I wanted to use it. Yeah, so we've got some posts to get through, and this is. I'm not going to say it's the best of the vault because we've had some amazing posts from the vault, but we've been hanging on to, I would say, these two in particular for a while. One got cut because I think we had another similar post, and the other one is just weird. So, let us just go straight into it. So post number 1 is just a classic, fuck this place, ? Where we decide somewhere if we work somewhere or not. The title of this Craigslist post is tarantula caretaker, packer, and customer service in Virginia Beach.
Wow.
So this is deep. Like this could be Greg Edwards level of like deep in the pod. I can't remember who else was from Virginia. Who was on the podcast. But I remember specifically this vault post. I loved it. And I was like, can we use it? And then we didn't pitch it to the guest because Nick was like, we just did one about lizards or something.
Yeah.
It was very recent,
We were just getting bit by something else the week
another
before.
niche animal, you know. And so we've been holding on to fear not tarantulas for a while, which, by the way, I should say that the post begins with a picture, and the picture is the logo for what I'm assuming is the business. It says fear not tarantulas. And I gotta say, as far as tarantulas go, it's a black background, white text, fear not tarantulas. In the middle is a tarantula, and it's rainbow colored.
It is nice. It's
the least scary picture of a tarantula that still looks like a tarantula. You know what I mean? That I've ever seen.
Doesn't the name Fear Not Tarantulas sound like the name of a band in a 90s rom-com? You know?
Yeah, it sounds the name like Parks and Rec, how that one Andy character, his band's name was like Mouse Rat or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like, and it was basically a 90s like all like Hootie and the Blowfish inspired. Yeah, Fear Not Tarantulas definitely, it sounds a little Sixpence None the Richer, you know?
Yeah, Fear Not Tarantulas, that's a great name for a band in the 90s.
Weekend Excursion, Fear Not Tarantulas. Third Eye Blind. Absolutely. Yeah, and Fear Not Tarantulas, obviously. But yeah, so the logo still, to be fair, like it looks bad. It's a bad looking logo.
Yeah, no. It's dumb. It's real dumb. But
the legs are all picture a tarantula with rainbow legs.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You got it. And then it says fear not in one font, and tarantulas, I think it's the same font but squeezed. You know how like when if you're like writing on a page and you realize halfway through the word that you're gonna run out of page and you're like TULAS.
Yeah, it starts to bend.
Yeah, it's like someone did that with word art. So that's the image, fear not tarantulas. And the text begins, and it says, yes, you read that right. What did I read? Oh, tarantula caretaker, packer, and customer service. Yes, you read that right. Fear Not Tarantulas, Inc. Is seeking people to feed and help pack spiders to ship to our customers, zoos, and educational facilities. I have so many questions. We breed, import, export, and ship over 120 species of tarantulas.
I have one question. It's just, why do you do this?
Why are you sending terror through the mail?
Yeah.
How do you mail a tarantula?
Yeah, for real. Like,
what? How? How are you doing
just
that?
Like in like a manila envelope.
It's just like it's like it's always bouncing on any desk it ends up on. It's just sort of always sliding.
It's always kind of sliding around. It's like Thing from Addams Family. Like it's just subtly moving around in the background.
I mean, okay, we'll keep reading because there is some more information, and I'd say very relevant. Responsibilities. I did say over 120 species, right? Okay, 120 species of tarantulas, which, goddamn. Responsibilities include feeding small spiderlings. That's the term for small spiders. I mean, I guess it's better than saying baby spiders. Anyway, packing them for shipping, rehousing, general cleaning, and customer service. God damn, dude.
Can you imagine like you're like fucking getting bit by tarantulas for like 7 hours and your body parts like that like have twins, like your hands or your feet, they're not the same size anymore because they've been getting bit so much.
You got one big swollen thumb.
Yeah, and then
you don't even show it to people anymore because they gasp.
And like there's like your upper lip on one side is real big and there's like there's a spiderling like hanging off of it, you know?
Yeah.
And then like a dickhead customer walks in, you know? Then you have to do customer service after your body is riddled with spider poison.
Yeah. And the customer's like, what's wrong with you? And you gotta be like, oh, that's just Henry. He bites by loving, you know? He's a loving biter.
Yeah.
Instead of a death biter.
Like all you don't want him though. We don't sell Henry.
We don't sell Henry. He's a little too bitey. He's also like, never letting go of my own customers. Lip. I came in here. I got a piss. You're telling me he's tarantulas?
Do you guys take Discover? You know,
Discover. the least taken credit card. Okay, so the text continues. This is a team effort, and training will be provided. So fear not. Man, way to work in. Like there's movies where they don't say it, but you kind of wish they did. Where like you're watching Star Wars and someone is just like, "Boy, we're having some pretty crazy Star Wars," where someone really works in the title of something. I really appreciate it. Like you're watching Star Trek and you're like, "Oh boy, this sure is a trek through the stars."
Yeah. Like,
Fear
holy
not.
crap. Holy crap. Ernest really went to camp, huh?
Oh man, we're having one hell of a Christmas story. This is gonna be one story one day at Christmas.
Isn't this the Simpsons movie?
So yeah, so fear not, they say. Hours. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5. So they're open 7 days a week, folks. And then it says $10 an hour to start, which in Virginia is not nothing. Sure. All right. That is above minimum wage. After training and proven efficiency and independence, additional pay and bonuses are possible. You mean like if anybody sticks around?
Yeah. What's the general going rate for other spiders in glue factories or whatever?
Like, what's the deal? And also, like, you get additional pay. It's like, hey, I want a raise, and they're like, well, listen, you're gonna have to get up to Tony's numbers.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want it, Tony has been selling fucking tarantulas for the last 15 years, and he is running laps around you.
Right.
Like, who else is there?
Yeah, he's got a stranglehold on the Edgar Allan Poe community, right? He's selling 6, 8, 9, 10 tarantulas to those fucking weirdos.
He calls anybody who rented Nightmare Before Christmas from a Blockbuster in 1991. I don't know when that movie went out, but through 2004, he calls them all. And honestly, there's a lot of them, and he's got hot leads. So you better figure out your own grift.
His like waiting list for a music video where he just like has one crawling over the lead singer's face or whatever.
Oh man,
it's a mile long.
Absolutely. Safe ones though. And then the text almost wraps up here and says, please email your resume for consideration with a statement regarding your feelings about spiders. That's prudent. That's very prudent of them.
Like I'm gonna be racist.
I'm not such a fan of Brazilian spiders, you know what I mean?
A spider from Bodyway, no thanks.
They've been taking our spider jobs. Resumes without the statement will not be considered. A resume is required to be considered. If you do not have one, just type out your previous and current job and educational history. Thank you. If you don't
have one, what you can do is just fucking make one real quick.
Why don't you just get off your fat ass, your fat no spider bite ass, and make me a fucking resume so you can come in here and just get killed by 120 species of tarantulas. Okay, that's the post. Oh, employment type says full-time, which is crazy.
Man, that's crazy that there's like 80 hours of pay period that you can do with this.
Yeah, we're going to need you to work a double on Saturday. The tarantula game is skyrocketing. And then compensation just reiterates what we've already said, $10 an hour to start, and then they want to pay you more. Okay, so a bunch of things I didn't know. Number one, didn't know you could get spiders through the mail. I did not know that.
No reason to be afraid of the mail. Not just bills anymore.
It's not just the 2000s anthrax scares. It is living tarantulas. The beginning of many horror movies is a lone spider where it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Just coming after
the couch.
So I didn't know there were 120 species of tarantulas either. I didn't know there's 120 different ways to be scared.
You have to be a hell of a nerd to find that out.
And
spider nerd? You kidding me?
Dude, a spider nerd's got to be one of the worst kind of nerds.
Yeah, that's so lame.
I mean, again, I worked at a juggling store and they were pretty nerdy or whatever, but like nobody's getting bit.
Yeah. And they were kind of cool. They were doing heroin or whatever in the back. So it's like, they were kind of cool.
Yeah, no, some of them play with fire. They were swallowed swords and shit.
Right. Yeah.
So they were like, they were listening to Evanescence, but like these people it's Marilyn Manson only.
Oh yeah.
I mean? These are or they're just like really big into Steve Miller Band, like they like the Doobie Brothers a lot, and they're just like chill about the spiders, which I don't know if that's better.
I just like one I'm not passionate enough about spiders to like write a letter about it, you know? I don't like spiders.
No, no.
They're like one of the animals that falls into like they like everyone defends them because they're just like, no, they're good because
But
they're
they're
eating all the
predators
whatever,
because they
whatever.
eat mosquitoes and yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, why are they biting me though?
Uh-huh.
Like, why do I got these fucking bites on my leg or whatever?
And look, I'm not. Yeah, to further extend your position here. Like my point of view is, if I was in your house, Spider, you bite the shit out of me.
Right.
You know, you would kill me. If you're in my house, same rules apply.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not gonna fuck. Now again, I have a spider that I have a truce with right now, who lives outside my
standing
window.
truce.
Outside, and I the second we moved in this apartment, I said to the spider, which I know the spider can't hear me or understand what I'm saying, but I said it. I said, "You stay there. I'm not doing a thing to you. I promise, I'll never open this window. This is your domain if you want it. You have safe harbor here, but if you come inside, you're fucking dead."
Right. Yeah, and what's funny is he's probably saying the exact same thing to you.
Yeah,
he doesn't understand how that he couldn't open a window.
Yeah,
like he just like, I won't open this window. You just stay on that side.
Yeah, two people just screaming through pane of glass that they cannot hear through.
Like that's like your wife's side of the bed is where that window is, and that's also where his wife's side of the bed is. So they're both just like, all right, that's fine. You're on her side.
You understand? Yeah, they're like two prisoners screaming at each other through one of those like telephone things. But no, neither of them have picked up the phone. You know?
Yeah, he's also got a beard like yours. You know.
So what I'm saying is, spider truces are possible, but only tentative.
Yeah, it's absolutely
otherwise
ships in the night.
And tarantulas, they're for sure. I'm not looking this up, but motherfucking, there, you bet your goddamn ass, at least one of the many species of tarantulas that exist is poisonous, is full on poisonous, and they get fucking big. Like I did Google this once. Some of them get like bigger than your fucking hand, and it's like, what? And I know that you're probably not mailing those, like you're mailing baby spiders.
Not in just one manila envelope, no.
But it's like, you're mailing baby spiders. I'm sure this is legal to some extent. Otherwise, how could you operate in this long? But like, what happens if the package gets lost? What happens to the spider? Doesn't it have a home now in whatever fucking Amazon warehouse or like USPS like truck that it just like, it's like you like a driver comes back from their shift to the truck and there's just a giant ass spider sitting in the seat with a mail hat on. It's just like, this is my fucking truck.
Right. He's like honking the horn at him and stuff.
Get in, I got you a hoagie.
Yeah, he's like honking the horn with one leg, and he's got like 3 beers and 3 other legs and stuff like that, and he's still got on the gas and stuff.
Just doing donuts in the parking lot. So that's what I'm saying is, it just seems like there's a lot of risks here. Feeding small, and you're just a guy who hangs out with nothing but spiders.
Right.
Guaranteed you're getting left alone at this job.
Yeah, and you know that they're just letting them out, and they're just like you said, like they're like crawling on the guy's hand or whatever, and he's just like, no, they're actually really friendly, and they're not. But it's like, dude, fuck you, come on now, like to some extent, like we're not talking about like being mean to a type of person or like an animal that's like we've domesticated or whatever. It's like, you see what cinema does to how we feel about spiders.
Yeah, and also again, the person's
gonna be afraid.
The person's saying like they're friendly, and what he means is they're innocuous. You know, like, spiders are friendly. Like, no, I don't think that spider sees you as a friend.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of animals.
My ally has returned.
You know, like I would say dogs see you as their friend, and there's not as far as the animals that we keep as humans, cats don't see you as friends. They see you as like maybe comrades, subordinates in some cases, you know, but they definitely see you as like, okay, well, you're a person who provides certain things for me, and I appreciate that relationship. And maybe some cats are more needy than others, so maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but like, there's not a lot of animals that we have a relationship where the animal is like, you, dude, you and me, my guy. Yeah. I will do things that you wouldn't expect me to do because I'm your friend. You know, like a dog would protect you when they themselves are in danger. I don't think a fucking spider would like put up some fisticuffs, you know?
Yeah. No, I think for me, it's a no. I'm going to be creeped out. And also, like, man.
And just think about the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh,
again, I
dude.
worked at a juggling store, and they were all right at talking to people,
Uh-huh.
right? But that's because they were like grandmas would come in and be like, I want my grandson to learn how to juggle, and they would
Mm-hmm.
just like be like, yeah, well,
Please,
that's
he won't talk to me. That's my last resort is juggling.
my last. Yeah, no, I tried to get him into magic.
Uh-huh. He tried magic and the video games he plays, and he just won't speak to me.
I tried to get him an Nintendo. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, the customers are weird. The owner, if he doesn't own a top hat or a monocle, you know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
he's really big into Panic at the Disco. They're like that first song with all those weird fucking circus and the shit in the music
Uh-huh.
video.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, if this
Is
guy
that the
doesn't have
all I chimed in? Is that
yeah,
one? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if this guy doesn't have a stripy shirt with real bold stripes,
Uh-huh.
then they're a sad person with a pocket tee. Like, I've never had a boss that was either in a niche situation or had a niche pet that wasn't a little fucking cuckoo,
Right.
you
No,
know?
I hear that.
And so to go into both, to be in a niche business and a niche pet is just like, woo! like buddy, I do appreciate you've done your absolute best to frame this as like as like as like don't be afraid of tarantulas, okay? Right? At least you understand, right? But I also don't understand is why you're pitching it as fear not, when the person who's buying a tarantula from you should already be sold on tarantulas,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or at
Yeah.
least on the fence of just like, I think tarantulas might be okay,
Yeah.
but like to just be completely unafraid, to go from zero of like from 100 of pure afraid to like fear nothing.
Uh-huh.
It seems like a big leap.
Yeah, I definitely think that you're a little blind if you are thinking like, oh yeah, well, I'm not looking at any resumes if there's not also a letter with it. It's just
Yeah.
like, dude, shut up. Take anyone who's applying. At least look at it. I can't imagine that people are breaking down the doors to like work with your spiders.
And how do you have a business? How do you have a business that sells enough spiders to employ somebody else? That's why I think genuinely there's one person, they're trying to hire you and they want you to be the store person. They talk about your efficiency and like and independence, right? To me, there's an owner who's like, I love spiders, but I don't love them that much,
Or I was
and
thinking like he's like, here's my thing. I need you to watch the shop. I'm gonna go plant flies and other bugs all over the city so that people need spiders. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what, like,
Yeah,
it's this
business is
grand.
not booming. Yeah.
Right, right. And he's like, you or me, Chase, we're taking over this town,
Uh-huh. Literally, we will hold it hostage with mosquitoes until the mayor comes here and buys $1 million worth of tarantulas from us.
And it's like the whole town is covered in cobwebs, and he's just like counting his money, he's all happy about it.
It's like in Beauty and the Beast when the prince has to cut his way through all the thorns and shit, but instead it's just webs and stuff. Yeah. So I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, no thanks, I'm out.
So yeah, I think we're gonna say fuck this place. I mean, pretty big time here. Okay. Post number 2 is shall we say a different sort. We're transitioning from a fuck this place to a good old fashioned dumber murderer. This is one we've been sitting on for quite some time. It's from the Boston Craigslist again. I have no idea where this came from. The title is Pie Models Needed. Pie Models Needed. That's the title. And there are 3 photos. Good.
Yeah, and what listeners, whatever you're thinking this is, no, it's not, because
there's more.
It's weird.
So there's 4. There's actually 4 pictures, and I regrettably only got a screenshot of 3, but I think we got the 3 most important. Picture number, I guess let's just say picture number 1 is of a woman who has not just a pie on her face.
No.
She's clothed, to be clear. Fully clothed. This picture looks old, like 2009 digital camera kind of picture. But has a pie, has been pied in the face. and has been pied like, I would say like sort of like rib cage up pie.
Well, I like it looks like this. First of all, this looks like a multiple pieing, but
It
I
does. You're
think
right.
I
You're right.
think this person was hit with a pie
Uh-huh.
and then was hit with another pie on top of her head,
Yeah,
and they left that as like a hat.
there's a pie there's a pie hat.
Mm-hmm.
There is a pie hat. And I think let's just leave that picture at that. Okay. Picture number two is another person. In my brain, this person's old.
Yeah, I think they're old as fuck.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, I think that they're really old.
How do we know that? Is it,
Well, 'cause she's got like a real like, kind of like look
is
on
it
her
the
face.
hand?
It's the hand is like the hand is palm up, but with the heel of her hand pointing towards the camera.
Mm, yeah,
Almost like she's about to reach up and grab her pie hat off her head.
that's right. Because this person, like the other person, had a distinguishable face behind a pie, like almost like the pie had heated up, and they're not to say that the person's eyes are closed and they're smiling at their mouth is open, I guess I should say, and we can see their teeth. Smiling seems like a strong word. Anyway, picture number two, as we were mentioning, it looks like an old lady got pied, I would say caked in the face.
Right, pretty hard. And she looks like she was like, yes, I'm here to audition for Stella in Streetcar Named Desire. And they were like, kablamo.
Don't you know it's a younger person's game?
Yeah, it's two pies for sure, because there's one on her head and there's one on the ground behind her in this.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We got two pies. And what do you think we got here? Because and this is very face, like there's no pie anywhere else. It's face and head. I mean, it's like it looks like the pie covers the ears. I mean, it looks like a lot of pie on this person's face.
This could have been a multiple, like maybe upwards of 3 pies, possibly.
They're wearing a button-up shirt. There's a sheet behind this person, and it's clear that it's supposed to be kind of a photography sheet, but it's a sheet.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the pieing sheet.
It's the pieing sheet. And what do you think this is, Nick?
I see.
There's something on her left shoulder that looks almost like a veil or something, but it's weirdly
stringy,
colored.
unhealthy hair. But the thing is, the rest of her head looks like she has like, I don't know,
old lady short hair.
Yeah, like Mabel hair. You know?
Like
it's just like, oh yeah, for sure her name is Mabel with that haircut.
Yeah,
but like Golden Girl's hair is like what she looks like she has.
So there's
then there looks like
over the left shoulder.
Yeah, tangled black hair.
Or like a wig that is for some reason, but it's not that, does not voluminous enough to be a wig. It's just a very mysterious, and it's the thing is also color wise, it's like gray and like almost like black. So it's like maybe like a mess of like a doily. You know what I'm talking about when I say doily?
Yeah.
Like it's just like a piece of paper that it's like people put on the backs of chairs and shit, like that kind of like just a gross thready fabricy thing.
Just like a wiry, like almost like if you can imagine tangled up fishing line, but it's black.
Sure. Anyway, a very mysterious. This person also has their face, their mouth open, and you could call it a touch of a smile, but that's strong. It's more of like a
All
right.
I was looking to get my grandson a Nintendo. Just fucking.
I want to show him how to juggle. Juggle this pie. Okay. And it does look like there's been a few pies. Okay. And then picture number 3, which is our last picture, is more of an action shot. And this one to me is the creepiest one.
Right.
Because it's a person.
I agree. Yeah.
It's a woman person who's standing wearing like a dress and has like brown hair, and they have been very pied in the face, so much so that we see nothing. Right. Like this is right after they got pied in the face.
Yeah. Like maybe 2 seconds later.
Yeah, like this could have been from, they took a video and this is a still from the video, or they took a bunch of wrap, and I mean it's like an action shot. Like the pie is literally, the crust of the pie is literally sliding down off the person's face. Also, we see a hand of a person, I'm guessing a man.
Dude, there's no way. It's like kind of a bigger arm.
It's a burly,
hairy as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a plate pie, tin pie thing in that person's hand. And well, I honestly, the thing that bothers me the most about this picture is that this woman's hands are behind her back. That's what frightens me.
Well, it doesn't strike me though as behind her. It's not like her hands are tied up or anything like that. It looks like when you ever see like a shy person and you're like, take a picture, and they're like, oh man, and they kind of put their hands behind their back and try to like kind of kick their hip out a little bit, like nervously, you know?
Yeah. No, it looks like how they when I was at Warner Brothers Studio Tours, they taught us to stand at default is to put your hands behind your back and hold them there as a sort of like default, like open position.
Really?
Yeah, which is weird.
It's super weird.
It's pretty weird.
They're just like ash in their cigarette in your face.
Put your hands behind your back, worm.
The fucking Warner Brothers.
You're Warner Brothers worm now, worm. So anyway, this person's been pied in the face, and it's just one pie. So this is the first pie, and it just feels like they can't be having a good time with a pie right to the face. But I think one thing that's interesting to me about these pie faces, all of them,
is that they're all from women who've gone missing.
Is that there's a wanted poster immediately following. No, is that there's the crust, that there's a crust with the pies, which says to me that the person is buying a pie plate, like one of those aluminum pie plates.
Yeah, a real pie.
With a pre-made crust, and there's probably adding maybe whipped cream or something. Although, again, for picture number 2, it is substantial. There's a lot of body to this pie.
Yeah, this guy also just threw a jar of mayonnaise at that old lady.
So it's hard to say, but again, I'm surprised that there's crust. Because again, I don't the cartoon like clown pie to the face, I don't think it typically includes a crust. It's about
it's just whipped cream.
Yeah, it's just whipped cream going on either side of a person's face, and that's it. Anyway, so that's the pictures in our dumb or murderer conundrum here, and the text begins, and it says, by the way, this is pie models needed in Greater Boston. Did I say Boston?
Yeah, you said Boston.
Okay, great. Pie models wanted. Looking for females for a slapstick / pie in the face shoot. Quick, easy money for a fun, lighthearted video / photo shoot. So this is where I think that means maybe from a video still, right? Which are really, it's kind of sneak in the video already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, no experience needed. Oh, really? The number of times on this podcast you run into someone being like, oh, I'm gonna fill a room full of balloons. No experience. You don't have any experience taking pictures in a room full of balloons. Oh, thank God. Anyway, no experience needed. All shapes and sizes welcome. 18 plus. Seems like one shape so far, by the way. 18 plus, please. Individuals or groups, 2 to 3, welcome. What are you hosting children's parties? Like, you're like a gymnastics studio that's like individuals and groups welcome. Pay is $150 for approximately 1 hour shoot. Shoots will take place in Greater Boston / South Shore area in mid to late July. Got a real full schedule, this guy. This is
I am backed up.
I will squeeze you in when I can. Individuals and groups are welcome. If you do groups, that'll be more likely for you to get in, We'll do our best. I will connect you with Tiffany, my assistant, and just pick some dates, okay? Because they are filling up. And then they continue. This is strictly an amateur for fun shoot.
Oh, we're not serious? Oh, this isn't like for the pie in the face competition up in Canada every year?
And they would be Canadians, and for fun, by the way, is in quotation marks, which is dubious.
I know you won't have fun.
And the person continues, I am not a professional photographer and will not be posting, publishing, or selling any material from the shoot. Really? Okay. I will provide copies of pics and video to any models who want them, however. Like you want...
like I want to remember this forever.
The day I really needed $150.
Some guy pied me in the face against a bathroom wall.
That's true. The first one is the first picture. The person is standing in front of a tile wall.
Yeah.
And there's no way that's not a bathroom.
Right, right.
like
It's
a
what's
public bathroom.
yeah, like a gross in the park public bathroom where everything is made out of something that like you can wash liquids off of,
Yeah, that you can pour
cement
bleach
and
onto
tile. Yeah.
directly.
Um,
That a power washer can do a number on,
what's
so to
okay?
speak.
So
Like they
like
can clean off blood and graffiti.
right, right, right.
That's the impermeable nature of the surface that we're playing with here. Go ahead.
So like this girl's in front of a bathroom wall,
Yeah.
then the old lady's in front of a sheet that I'm assuming he wrapped her body in. But with
Yeah.
the girl behind with her hands behind her back, what is she in front of? I wasn't paying attention.
It looks like
It's okay. That's my point. It's three different backgrounds.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So
So
this is
what is
multiple locations.
what is going on, dude?
Mhm.
Like, I look, we've been here before. Okay, we know that you're a little bit horny on this
Right.
one.
Uh-huh. Spot a horn dog when I see
You
one.
did. You didn't say it though.
Uh-huh.
You didn't say ain't nothing but a horn dog. You know.
Yeah.
And I maybe for fun is what we're supposed to catch on to here, right?
Uh-huh.
But like, I know you're not a professional photographer. I can see the pictures.
Yeah, this lighting is terrible.
Absolutely. Lighting in all cases is sort of like a flash photography. Like there's a shadow behind these people. Maybe the last one, maybe not so much, but again, it's over strong on the overhead. I would believe in all cases, except for the tile bathroom, that you were in a nondescript office setting, you know, like a break room, you know,
right.
That's the kind of lighting we're dealing with. A room that time forgot, and a room that management certainly has a long time ago. So, is this person a dumb or is this person a murderer?
Man, I'm leaning towards murderer.
Yeah.
I think that this person is a real fucking creep.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, I'm not trying to shame anybody's kink, but also some things are weird in life. Some
things are a little weird, folks.
And so, but like the thing that I think is more dark, we'll say, in this scenario is that no one seems to be having fun. Like that first girl's kind of smiling, but the other two do not seem. So 2 out of 3 girls don't look happy about this.
Yeah, yeah. Like one of them looks like the picture, the action picture kind of looks like their face is the Rorschach mask from Watchmen.
A little bit.
You know?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I want to hear a joke. A clown goes to the doctor, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like, I am Bozo the Clown. You know, like that's not what you want. That's not what you want. And also, you picked 4 pictures to share with us, right? You could have done a before and after.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But instead, you picked, I think, pictures that appeal the most to you.
Right.
Like we know that if there's a pie in the face, there's going to be an uncomfortable moment where your face is covered in pie, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't take a picture of the moment after somebody wiped their eyes and said, "I can see an assailant coming my direction now."
Right. You know, like you think if you were being legit about this, you would have like it's just something.
Someone with a thumbs up.
And like there's like, you know, you got your arm around this person and you're both giving the thumbs up or something afterwards to let you know that they're alive, at least after the pieing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like we've run into over and over, is that this person tells you nothing about them. You know, like I know nothing. I don't, if I'm just related to one of these women, how do I get in contact with you to get in contact with them? I don't know anything about you or like.
Yeah, just not even like I've been shooting this for a while and I have a lot of people that I've worked with. I mean, individuals or groups welcome. Like, have you done that before? Or are you just fucking, well, by the way, if there's 9 people that want to do this, fine, for sure. Come on in, you know?
Oh, crap. I got to get back to the bakery now.
Gotta bake them pies. Yeah. Again, you could also say, you could give us more details about anything. You, for sure. More details about the shoot. Like, it is a whipped cream pie. We do some practicing. You know what I mean? Like what is the hour? Because it's like, because this person says it's an hour shoot, right? And by my calculation, it takes about 1/10 of a second to get a pie in the fucking face.
Right.
So you just taking pies to the face for a straight fucking hour? You know, just like Bob, Bob, Bob.
So you're both exhausted.
Just like just
Till like he's so tired that the last pie he throws just kind of hits her in the knees.
He's like, take that, you old pie face,
You son of a bitch.
you son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, this guy to me, best case scenario is just like a fucking weird pervert.
Yeah.
Not like, and the thing is, like a pie in your face is that's your kink, okay, but like you got to
Be
have a
cool,
little
man.
more
Be cool
pride
about
in it,
yeah.
you know, to be open about it.
Uh-huh.
Like, man,
If you're
where
gonna
are these
wear
old
a if
ladies?
you're gonna wear a bold like Hawaiian print, you gotta have to own it to some extent.
Uh-huh.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And same deal goes. If you're gonna pie people in the fucking face, you can take a picture of it and jerk off to it later.
Which is
Like
what you're doing. We
which is
know that's what you're doing.
then you gotta be at least cool. You gotta at least be a good hang,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
And it doesn't seem like you're any of these things. You clearly convinced 3 people to do this, which I am. I do. I again, I appreciate that there were people, and you're proving to me that people have trusted you in the past, right?
Right.
But again, I don't know that any of these people are safe.
Yeah.
At
Can
all.
you like, and just like, you got to give us more information because you're so horny for pies that you'll give someone $150
yes.
to pie them in the face.
Yeah.
That's wild,
and
man.
you're telling me you aren't putting this on the internet.
Yeah. That there's not like what pie eaters dot whatever that like
correct. That you're telling me that it's worth it just for your own jollies to pay $150 to get some pictures of one person. Like, no fucking way, dude.
Yeah.
This is going on the internet.
Yeah.
And there's no way. And everybody knows if you take a picture that's digital and the person keeps it, there's no fucking way you can guarantee that's not going to be on the internet at some point.
Yeah. I'm out totally. I don't want, I mean, he doesn't want to pie me in the face, but like,
yeah. And I'm going to say murderer.
I'm going to say murderer.
Well, you're a murderer, pal. Hey everybody, we have a new number for texts. That number is 470-236-8783. That's 470-236-8783. I am so sorry. Somehow my cell phone got disconnected from Google Voice, and then Google was like, nah, you don't need that number anymore. Just like, fuck off. So I got no notifications, and when I logged in, I didn't see any updates. We have been getting a couple write-ins. We have a new number. So if you wrote in since May, we are going to read those because they're still there. It's just assigned to a different number. Anyway, we'll read them before the podcast ends for sure. We're super grateful, and my sincerest apologies. If you want to text us now, the new number is 470-236-8783. That's 470-236-8783. Thank you so much, and back to the show. And we're back.
We are back, baby.
We're back, and we are back for a very short romp. A little segment we like to on a little segment we like to call Chase has been on the internet for too long, and we have a very short question that gets posted to Reddit. People ask questions, and we are the internet that answers. And there's a post that arrived in r/jobs, and the title of the question is, my dream is to work as the person who determines if someone is mentally fit to stand trial. and then there is just 2 more sentences here, and it says, this is like this person's follow-up, like psychoanalysis. Does anybody know the name of that career field? And that is the query. That is the deep question of the internet. I'm gonna go ahead and say psychologist, right? Isn't that
criminal psychologist?
Like the actual answer has got to be something like criminal psychologist, not psychiatrist, because I would think that a psychiatrist treats people, whereas a psychologist would be someone who's like, oh, I'm an authority on, I can look at this person's medical records. Maybe psychiatrist. But more importantly, that is probably a role that that like gets contracted sometimes to do that. But I would not think that there's a person who's like sitting on like a throne who's got like a big brain hat on or something.
Yeah. Bring me your weirdos.
Yeah. And then someone's just like fit, unfit, fit, unfit. You know what I mean? Like
boring,
I don't think that's
boring, lame, fun, crazy.
Yeah, like, ooh, stabbed her husband, did he? So like I don't think that what you're saying is in and of itself a job. But it also blows my mind that you're not like just like, well, this is about the brain. Let me just start with brain.
Yeah.
Let me Google this.
Actually, speaking of, I'll Google this because now I'm a little curious.
We can Google it. Yeah, we can Google it.
Oh, you want to do it?
Who determines the sex of the baby is what it Google said. Come on, man. Who determines it? No one determines. Anyway, I'm not gonna click on that. Who determines if someone is mentally fit to stand trial? Oh, we're Googling the internet answer for you. So it's like the first thing is like a courts, like a California courts thing. And it says the court must initiate mental competency proceedings if the judge has a reasonable doubt based on substantial evidence about the defendant's competence to stand trial. Okay, this is way too many words. I mean, it looks like for instance, I'm looking at
what it says right there. If the judge initiates mental competency, so it's like it's the judge that sets this off. Like whoever the person's job it is, but it's got to be a judge first,
and then the counsel for the defendant, which is it's never like it's never the other side. It's always the defendant deciding if they're fit to stand trial. They request like a preliminary examination as provided in this like penal code, or counsel for the people may request a determination of probable cause. Again, it sounds like they're just going to refer to an expert who has a relationship with the courts.
Yeah, it just looks like, it's the court that's going to decide, and then they're going to send you to like the opinion of the counsel without a statement of specific reasons supporting that opinion does not constitute substantial.
Oh, here we go. Psychiatrictimes.com. Psychiatrist.
How could I forget about the psychiatrictimes.com?
Psychiatrists and psychologists assist courts in evaluating defendants. So yeah, again, I'm sure you're just like a psychiatrist or a psychologist who gets on a list. You know, like our last guest, our final guest, I should say, Joe Carroll, who's like, oh yeah, you just get on a list for cleaning up crime scenes if you start a crime scene. I'm sure it's something similar. Like these positions are already filled as of today, you know, and there are people who are like, oh yeah, one of the many things I do as a part of my practice is I'll look at some records and say yes or no. And then the judge makes the determination.
Yeah, it's looking like what I'm looking at now is it's the answer keeps coming back to is the judge. Like the judge just keeps like deciding whether
which again sounds much more like a person who's on a throne with a weird hat.
Yeah. He's got a funny hammer. And
what you're envisioning, and like them curls, you know, if you're in the UK. They still have those curls.
Do they really? The Ben Franklins?
I'm pretty sure, dude.
The founding father curls?
Okay. Now we have to Google that real quick. Do they have judge curls?
Did Ben Franklin curl his hair?
Do British lawyers still wear wigs?
Why do British lawyers still wear wigs?
They fucking do. Barristers. Damn. Dude, that's fucked up. You know, stop making them wear wigs, guys.
He's like, oh fuck, I gotta go back. I forgot my wig.
I gotta go back.
Damn. No one's gonna take me seriously.
Man, it's such a goofy country. Like I was okay, this is such a sidetrack. Like we will get back to this mentally fit thing, but I've been watching Welcome to Wrexham. Have you been watching? It's on Hulu.
That's with Ryan Reynolds and
Rob Macklin. And it's like I'm surprised how good it is. But like they have a soccer team, right? Football team, and like they make and like people do chants, right? And like when there's a new thing that happens on the team, there's a new chant in the stands. You know what I mean? About like this new person. And they're not like just simple chants like let's go ba ba ba. You know what I mean? They're like with the words this person is good and we wish they would score 4 points, you know, like it's like 90 verses, you know. And like when you watch like let's say like The Hobbit or whatever, and like the hobbits are singing like gay songs about like, the green dragon came or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's just for fantasy. It's like, no, I think that's England. I think that's the British Isles. I think they for a long time in society it existed where they didn't have songs unless somebody sang them. And so they as a people are used to coming up with songs and then practicing and learning them so that when they go on the football pitch, they can be like, we hope we win 1-2-0 today. We don't like the coach, but we're glad he's here. Like
right.
It's so many words. So maybe the wigs aren't their only problem. So this person's dream is to work as the person who determines if someone is mentally fit to stand trial. I'm going to go ahead and guess, number one, you need to get a psychology degree. You need to go to at least college and major in psychology just to get started. Because I would think that it's hard to go beyond that. But my question is, like, you sound like this looks like a villain origin story to me.
Right.
Like of just sort of like, I'm not mentally fit to stand trial. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the juggler.
I'll put them all back out on the streets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I'm gonna bust into Arkham Asylum and let the Riddler out. So it just seems like, well, you seem to have another question here, and I wonder what that question is.
Can I declare myself mentally unfit to stand trial?
Yeah, can I rescue my uncle? From a fate worse than death. So we've answered your question. Study psychology, and you will eventually realize whether you can or even capable. Because my understanding is psychology has a bunch of biology and shit in it, which is just like,
woof, dude. Math, no thanks, nerds.
I don't think so, buddy. Yeah, mitochondria, no thanks,
thanks.
Pal. We're not talking about the caloric use of the brain.
Whatever, the nucleus or whatever. Come on, dog. I'm not trying to hear that.
I'm just trying to figure out this guy's too cuckoo to get locked up.
Just watching that Jeffrey Dahmer thing, all right? I don't want to do the Pythagorean theorem or whatever you're gonna try to sneak in there on me,
So good luck to you if that's your pursuit. And I desperately hope that this person doesn't listen to it, hear us laughing at them, and that further fuels their villainous like rage / plans. Okay, we do have some write-ins, and I have to close about 90 tabs that we open during our judge and wig curling adventures. But our first write-in, it was actually an Instagram DM, so I don't actually know this person's name, but we really liked it. So we're reading it. The text begins and it says, "What's the deal? This is my favorite podcast, and you're going to hang it up. I look forward to the release every Tuesday." And then last little message they send is, "They have been getting really good lately," which is great. Thank you so much for writing in, friend. I personally think they've been good for most of the time. But I do agree that we've had some really good ones lately. The Morgan Ruse was fucking bananas. Joe's dead situation, pretty great.
Pretty wild. Yeah.
But I will be honest, if you were to say the same thing, if someone were to say, "Hey, they've been really good lately," April of 2020, January 2021, I'd be like, yeah, that Ben Palmer episode was pretty good. Like we got a couple of these ones, I think. But sorry, and yes, I am also sad. I look forward to the podcast being out on Tuesday. I can't say that on Monday nights I'm always in the best of moods because I got a lot of shit to do. But thanks for listening. That's the end of that. Okay, we have a couple texts because I don't think anybody texted the new number, but we have some texts back. By the way, if you want to reach us, Nick and I still exist. Like the podcast is over. We're still gonna be doing stuff. You know,
still be around.
So we're on Instagram. So is the podcast. We're still gonna exist, right? So if you want to DM us anything, like, we're around. And Z, who we actually had a write-in from Z, who told me husband about our episode and had to sell it, starting with jacking dogs off from a Craigslist ad. So obviously Z did not get super far. And I just texted Z back and said, like, "Hey, by the way, you're in this week's episode." And Z said again, "Oh, word. I can't wait to tell me husband." So, man, I really hope that you're like an Irish, or like a hobbit living in a hobbit hole.
Dude, at the bottom of a stout tree.
Stout tree. like in one of the roots. Like that's how big the tree is. Like you're a part
Yeah.
of one of the roots of the tree. Like you're like your mom or like grandma lives in one of the other roots on the other side of the tree, and it's a day's walk because you're a
Right,
hobbit.
right. It's so far. Yeah. Like
It's a
open it
good
up. It's
day's
a
walk.
creaky door. It's like, oh, another fine day. You know.
Come on, me husband. And also pretty whack they changed your number. We should riot, and I agree. Also very sad your podcast is ending. It literally brought me joy during my job, and there were times I busted out laughing. So thank you for that. And you are very welcome, Z.
Absolutely.
It's my favorite thing about this podcast is getting the yucks in.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me husband that.
Tell ye husband. Tell
Ye
ye
husband. Yeah,
that.
I think that's the proper conjugation. Tell ye husband. So thank you, Z. Thank you so much for listening. And then Gary texted us back quite a few things. Gary texted. Gary again had the guy he texted last week. So if you listened last week, you remember Gary's convo. But Gary had that dude who pooped his pants because the check was wrong. And Gary teaches music to what seem like cuckoo people. Anyway, so Gary texts back and says, by the way, I'm going to look for a teaching gig on Craigslist in honor of you guys. It'll be like, I don't know what this says. Teach my chickens to sing clucking songs. It'll be like
teach my chickens to sing clucking swangs.
Songs. I think it's songs.
Swang. Oh yeah, dyslexic. Swangs.
And then it says pay chicken feet. So we're gonna leave that there. Well, maybe it'll make sense in a minute. And Gary says, OMFG, I'm totally famous now. I made it onto the radio. And to be clear, Gary put radio in quotation marks. He knows this is not the radio. LOL. And Gary's fantastic. I finally have a real Bowie style stage alter ego, except mine is a broken down boomer cokehead, like the only real Gary I know. And that tracks with most of the Garys I've run into.
I would agree.
I can't say I've met a Gary, like especially a boomer Gary, who's got it all together.
Right. Who's not the butt of his entire family's jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Name's Wade, by the way. Wade. I knew Wade had a real name. And what the fuck is show? And is ending? I missed the memo. And then some sad faces and some cry faces. I appreciate the advice about playing Sublime and Chili Pepper songs, which I think we told him not to do that. Just so they are completely certain I am super old. Briefly, it's only I think that now Gary is explaining classical guitar to us because we had some questions about the way the fucking fingernails.
Yeah, okay.
It's the only right hand thumb through ring finger for the nails. So it's just those two, I guess. Like the right hand thumb through the ring. Oh, so it's all but the pinky.
All but the pinky.
Dude, I just grow the pinky out, man.
Yeah.
Ask him. I mean, you said only. That's 4/5 of a hand, Gary / Wade. That's a lot. You said only. I just want to be clear. That's a lot of a hand. It's only right hand thumb through ring finger for the nails, and I wear fakes I can take off after which, as what I was trying to get him to do. Yeah, that seems like the right move. Totally uninvasive. By the way, he sounds even crazier when you read his text. I think sometimes when you read text out loud, we've found on this podcast, like it bifurcates, if you will. It goes in different directions. And in this job with the scheduling dominoes, I got a text. I don't know what he's talking about. The kids are weird about it sometimes, though. It's like it's too personal. Rest in peace. 2 episodes early. I'm actually sad. Okay, here we go. And I'm actually going to write Shy Dog area, which is dog parking in my place. By the way, yes, you did mention it on the pod. Okay, thank God. And then he says, P.S. Sorry for the mom links text. I appreciate Gary's. Gary knows who Gary is. I mean, he's Wade. That's how he knows.
Yeah. He definitely knows he's not Gary.
Yeah. And then Gary / Wade sends in a picture of him busking in front of what's definitely a place at a college.
Oh yeah, you know I mean? I thought it was Target with all that red.
That's what I mean. Is it's like there's shelves with plaques on them. And he's wearing, well, he's like sitting in matching chair and stool. You know, like that's only the stuff they have at a college where it's like, no, we have a stool that matches the chair because we bought a bunch of them together for the music department, I guess. Here, and then he says, here he is busking. And then I think we should plug his band. He says, here's my band, Space Station Alpha, which sounds better than Fear Not Tarantulas. You can be one of my 7 or 8 bands. And he He's got a Spotify link. And Gary/Wade, I'm straight up going to put this in the last episode show notes. So
yeah, for sure.
If anybody wants to check him out, fucking go for it.
Check out my new favorite band, Space Station Alpha.
Hell yeah.
The old SSA, as I like to call them.
Mm-hmm. Ye old SSA.
Ye old SSA.
Me favorite band.
Me favorite band. Me favorite group of lads.
Me favorite group of lads. That's another reason why Welcome Wrexham. Great show, because it's just people saying lads and stuff. Well, that's the episode and the podcast.
That's it. That's a wrap.
Thank you, everybody, for listening so many times, and for people who listening only sometimes.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah. Sorry if you only caught us here at the end.
Yeah.
But we hope to see you again down the road.
Definitely. And again, I cannot stress this enough. Nick and Chase are not dying. So, we're going to be up to stuff in the future. So like, come hang out and on the gram, etc. So thanks for listening. Goodbye for now in this specific realm, and fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. It's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this.